Mic check, mic check, mic check.
Really living reckless. Life's a bitch and you the rebound getting sloppy seconds. Every time I pen a verse, I'm writing Guinness records. I feel like I can only depend on the ninth letter. I feel like when I'm wielding the pen, I ain't no one better. Young nigga from Clecco, spitting like a Draco. Foot on the gas, I got my foot on the gas. Foot on the gas, I got my foot on the gas. Foot on the gas, yeah, I got my foot on the gas, yeah. Foot on the gas, yeah, I got my foot on the gas, yeah. Foot on the gas, I got my foot on the gas. Foot on the gas, I got my foot on the gas. Foot on the gas, yeah, I got my foot on the gas, yeah. Foot on the gas, yeah, I got my foot on the gas, yeah. I got my foot on the gas, tryna make you a thing of the past. Treat essential like it's a DeLorean. Ludacris and the Fast and the Furious. These niggas gon' hate and they better. I'm a young motherfucking trendsetter. Bet y'all can't do no better. Bet y'all niggas still playing catch up. Tryna be a mortgage payer, bitch. I'm trying to get my check up. Been dodging bill collectors, swiping left like I'm on Tinder. Been trying to catch a yeast infection, trying to get my bread up. Trying to eat so I can quit when I get better. I really don't belong behind a cash register. When I been scriptures, it turn atheists to believers. I spit niggas blasphemous up in the booth. T.I. my inspiration, bitch, I'm trying to start a coup. I'm married with no kids, fuck the central, need a coup. Always shoot my shot when it pass the mic, I alley hoop. Living in 2-bedroom apartments, I want more in social you. Nigga, you don't fucking hear me though. Elevate your hustle, ho, cause I got my foot on the gas. I got my foot on the gas. Foot on the gas. I got my foot on the gas. Foot on the gas, yeah. I got my foot on the gas, yeah. Foot on the gas, yeah. I got my foot on the gas, yeah. Foot on the gas. I got my foot on the gas. Foot on the gas. I got my foot on the gas. Foot on the gas, yeah. I got my foot on the gas, yeah. Foot on the gas, yeah. I got my foot on the gas, yeah. Another day, a dream deferred, a raisin in the sun, shriveled till it's nothing left. Always wondering what if I wax poetic, reception stagnant, it's pathetic. Trying to break the mold, trying to make a good impression. Sit back and watch the fruits of my labor wither away. Sowing my seeds, hoping to reap my harvest someday. Who would've thought that calling yourself an artist today would get you empty, stare side eyes and nothing but shade. And I can empathize, I'm so deaf to everything. Eyes wide shut, won't even speak in acknowledgement. But to my credit, I do this without a cosign. I spit shit that touch your soul without a ghostwriter. Out of sight, out of mind, out of hope, out of time. No ammunition, just ambition. Gotta bite the bullet.
Alrighty.
Shoot for the stars, finger on the trigger, scared to pull it. Sometimes I feel like I'm reaching. I feel like I'm reaching. Sometimes I feel like I'm reaching. Sometimes I feel like I'm reaching. I feel like I'm reaching. Sometimes I feel like I'm reaching. I feel like I'm reaching.
Okay.
Sometimes I feel like I'm reaching. Nigga, reach.
It's really confusing.
Every word that brings my lips apart is just so cathartic. I hate that this ambition came as my fire.
It's really confusing in StreamYard whether like me removing the scene, removing that from the scene actually removes the sound or not, but what if? All right, let's go ahead and get some real screen sharing going. So what I need to do is it did as in it stopped. Okay. Yep, that's all good. Hold on, I gotta grab my tablet. That's normally how I read the chat and make sure I don't have anything open. Okay. All I need to do here is actually just strike through. Okay, I was like, where's the strike through? Okay. So today is basically just taking a stab at all of these things. All of this is work that's already been completed. Some things that slip through the cracks. So yeah, we're gonna take a look at these out loud. But first, let me grab my tablet. So I can see the Chizat. I don't think I can see Facebook chat. So if you watch from Facebook, I don't think I can help you. Let me mute myself now.
Big dog bullshit.
Okay, cool. All right, we're all set up. I don't have everything exactly where I want it to be, but only got about 30 minutes left anyways, so just gonna roll with it. Okay, there we go. I just would normally like to have the tablet like not so much in the way, but it's just in the way tonight. But yeah, there we go. All right, so let's run through some of these tasks. It's really just to warm back up to the project. Cool beans, cool beans. If y'all see me looking like this way, it's because I'm actually just looking at the tablet to make sure my mic's still good. All right, let's go through questions and objections. This is more so like some user experience stuff that I was kind of like toying around with. Different exercises. Zoom out. Sorry that this font is hard to read. I tried to do, you know, the best I could, but as you can see, like, whatever. Let me try to do it their way. Whatever, right? They want me to do it this way, right? Okay, so just reviewing this doc. Let's skim it really quickly. Okay. Let's actually resolve that. Okay, so this was kind of like a combination of a few exercises. So there's the empathy map. This is all customer journey related things. So this is a combination of like the empathy map, which I wish I could do a better job of explaining, but I can't. Sorry, I already been at work all day. But this is so there's a customer journey map in here, and then I kind of like tacked an empathy map on. But this is basically just describing like who our anticipated user is. Doesn't mean that this will actually be the people that use the website. So just kind of like looking at the questions, for example, you know, what type of bearings does the company sell? What is that? Am I choosing the right thing? That's all. That's a big question. Big question, big concern. Lead time. Lead time just means, you know, how long does it, you know, how much notice do you need, I believe. How my orders acknowledged and what are the process. You know, I think I need to clean this up a little bit. So normally I like things to auto hide, but I just don't like anything about working in Word. Okay, so here's the problem. This is not an e-commerce site, and we kind of have struggled with that throughout this project. It needs to be flexible so that in the future it can be an e-commerce site, but this is not an e-commerce site. So I need to just kind of like, I'm not even gonna you know what, we'll just leave this here. But let's like unbold certain things. So these are our objections. This all comes into the value proposition, which was written by the client. Oh, okay, we really dug deep here. We thought about some other factors that just affect the process. So customer's choice of shipping. Again, this isn't an e-commerce site, so not really related, but certainly this is related. Okay. And then for our empathy map, we're trying to anticipate like questions that the customer may ask. This is good stuff. So this is what they hope to gain to make a mass order, pick up a little bit of design knowledge, and ultimately have less labor costs. So ultimately, if they use this company's products, Spireflow, if they use their products, ultimately we hope that they will have less labor costs. But depending on how you look at it, that can be a good thing or a bad thing because, you know, people need to work. And if we come up with some snazzy shit that drives less labor, you know, people do less stuff, or at least that's how people interpret it. I don't really see it that way, but yeah, that's in this section. That's what we are, you know, trying to get in the headspace of a potential customer and kind of like, you know, if they were gonna struggle with that, we wanted to kind of be in that headspace with them. We also have some wireframes, which I made, which I may be embarrassed to show on stream. Oof. Oof, 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 oof. Oh, let me hide my bookmarks bar, because y'all nosy. Y'all need to be looking at what I got on my bookmarks bar. Mind your business. What's the hotkey? Z? Z. Okay, so. Is that right? Oh, okay. That's right. Okay. That's right. So, some wireframes. We got a product page. Let's go through this. We got a nav bar. We have a header. Call to action. The product catalog widget. You know, this really was gonna be almost like a feature of the project, but we never could find like a reasonable way to get like. It's so stupid. The problem that we found the problem that we found ourselves facing, I felt like was so stupid. Not, you know, what we did or how we reacted to it, but I felt like the problem itself was like just a sign of how behind the industry was, because like the company's products are hosted somewhere, but no one has open APIs, and you know, just to get some help with this stuff would basically run, you know, the client anywhere from like 30 to 60K for solutions that are good, but it's just like, man, you know, I don't envy the position that they're in. So I've gotten frustrated with certain parts of this project, but yeah, the part of me that still cares is the fact that reminds me of like why I took on this project in the first place, which is that I just felt like the alternative for them to complete this project, which, you know, this is just a website redesign. You know, the options for them were to drop like 30 to 90K or hire me for 10. That was the universe that we're in. So the part community catalog thing that's featured here was just one of those things that I was hopeful about coming into the project, but just due to limitations, it just kind of got whittled down to, I think, like, you know, this section here, like what this is going to end up being is so pathetic now, just because of the limitations we ran into. So like that section in the wireframe, I'll show you what it's going to look like now. It's going to look like this. See this yellow section here? We're going to zoom in on it. So basically, something that was in the wireframe and an entire feature that we planned, really. We've went from this, you know what I'm saying, to basically saying that on the new website, I'm just going to give you a link that redirects you back to like the canonical, you know, this is an example for private coaching, but we're just going to say like, you know, view our product catalog and then link you back to the old website essentially. So yeah, it's just one of those things. yeah, just one of those things. The info library block is cool. The info library block is really just a collection of images and A tags, nothing special. Same thing with the call to action. You know, this is a link button. I call them link buttons or button links, even though they're A tags that look like buttons. But yeah, you know, related product market, same thing. Bunch of images, P tags. Nothing too complicated here. Same thing with the contact form. Got some context here on the side. And then even though these are low fidelity, I mean, we cranked them out, you know, like, so that was the individual product page, right? This was the parent page of the individual product page. You know, it was still going to feature the widget. This site was very repetitive. But basically that's because like we were following, or I was following the inspiration of another website. You know, when you see certain UX patterns, even if you don't understand them, when you're just coming out of the gate, I don't think there's anything wrong with just simply like copying or modeling what someone else is doing. So I tend to get lost on websites a lot. So to give the experience of browsing a website like a grounding feeling, you see certain blocks repeat multiple times, right? So if you can see, this is the individual product page, right? We have a header and a CTA on the individual page, but on the parent page, we basically have like a header and then, you know, a product widget. So on the child page and on the parent, we have like this repeated layout. And my logic there was like, just give people multiple ways to find what they're looking for. I totally understand the perspective that like for some people this is gonna feel frustrating because it's gonna feel like I'm navigating a website where things don't necessarily change except for like certain content in the middle of the page. So I know that's gonna annoy certain users, but I think that most people will appreciate it, right? If you're looking at products, I'm gonna show you all the products and then boom, even when you come to like an individual product page, I don't want you to have to press the back button or, you know, come back up to the nav bar. I don't actually know what the distance this would be, basically. This is why this is low fidelity. Like, this looks nice and neat as if it will flow like in this nice and neat order or hierarchy, but I don't actually know like what the real amount of space in pixels or rims or M's would be between this content. So that's why I kind of wanted it to repeat. But yeah, let's fly through some of these. Homepage, again, boom, product catalog, right? Can you tell this is a website about looking at products? All products, you know, I'm laying it on thick here. So this is a traditional homepage, kind of like a homepage dump. So this is really, if we look at the sitemap, what I did here. Yeah, so if we look at our sitemap and we zoom in, so the home page is really just, you know, it's hard to explain without looking at like the inspiration website behind all of this, but the home page is literally just kind of like a summary of all of the top categories of the website in a classic sense, almost taking it back to like late 90s, early 2000s type shit. So it's very like on the head. But as you can see, this is a big ass website. So I'm not trying to be clever. I'm just trying to lay out the information like in a way that seems intuitive or that I hope people would go about looking for it ultimately. But yeah, we got a lot of help like internally. I got a lot of help from the client coming up with like the markets category. So this is totally for SEO. These are just pages that say, these are the bearings that we've used in agricultural equipment. These are the bearings that we've used in lawn and garden, because there are people that literally need to see that you've had like specific experience in a specific thing. And also because it's like, you know, good for SEO, just may help us locally. appear more in searches if we just explain like past projects or just how we use the products in these specific markets. The info library was stolen straight from the primary inspiration behind like the website. I like the idea. I haven't changed my mind on that too much. But yeah, that's all the homepage is. So there's a lot of stuff here. And basically the idea here is just to say that like present this information in a list, like all the products, whatever the product categories are, that's what these little blocks are. Present this information in a list. All services, present this information in a list. I'm not telling myself what the list needs to look like stylistically. I'm just saying, present them in a list. Services. What is services? Okay, packaging, consulting and design, long-term agreements. Boom, really important. Big fact. Modified standard bearings, which is like something we're trying to not pioneer, but just some lingo we're trying to like get in there on our own. Individual service page, that's fine. Markets. Yep. Details all the various markets we serve.
Big dog bullshit.
About us page. Right. One reason I'm happy that I'm only doing client work at my day job now is because of shit like this, right? I wanted to do a lot more with the about page, and people are just shy about opening up and listing out the people that really work at the company. This is a company where people have had these jobs for maybe like 3 to 5 years, or I don't know if they have any 6 to 8 year people there, but they got some people there that definitely have been there for a while, and they're just very shy. Like our team block is probably not happening. This part right here is probably not happening. So yeah, it is what it is, guys. Coming towards the end of this project now, it's kind of time to just like do stuff. So you mourn the features and things that didn't make it. Contact page, pretty classic contact page. You don't need to check that out. Info library. The info library is going to be devoid of content, so it may not make it to the final cut. It may not make it to the final cut. Hold on. It says I'm doing this. I need to jot a note down real quick. Okay. Let me jot a note down. Not revisit stylescapes, revisit sitemap. I'm about to look at stylescapes. I just kind of like Freudian slip myself. Okay. Nice. It's been a quiet stream. Cool. Okay, so these are the low fidelity wireframes. Oh yeah. Yeah, I had to make all of these, and this really bloated the timeline. Because, I mean, this is still just like, this, using this is kind of like interpreting the lyrics of a song. I used that metaphor recently. So this still doesn't really tell me like 1,000% what the website is going to look like. I still need to make a real life mock-up and make real decisions about, where stuff's going to go. So yeah, that's super important to harp on these. Oh, regulatory compliance. Yeah, I am glad I came here. This is an important page for sure. Probably the only part of the info library that will have Yep. Yeah, it's a child category of the info library. Yeah, regulatory compliance is probably the only section of the info library that's going to have a lot of stuff other than case studies. But case studies will only have things in it because I'm just going to pull them from the old website. I know people recommend to not do that. It is what it is, skis. Like, we have to. Technical data will only have stuff in there because there are just technical terms, and there'll be a glossary, stuff like that. And then we only have 2 YouTube videos, but I'm putting them there. I try to tell people to just be happy with the stuff that you have. Like, just push forward with it. What's wrong with putting it out? Okay, regulatory compliance was the last one. Cool. All right, let's look at the final stylescape, and then I have to do this offline. Maybe. So let's say, this is what I just changed here. Let's review the final stylescape. And then I'll just kind of like ride out these last 10 minutes and hop off. Yeah, let's look at the stylescape. Yeah, because this is pretty safe to do out in the open. Okie dokie. So it has been a journey. A true journey. We had like so many stylescapes. So this was a stylescape that we had before in December. I was trying to make it work. It's not right. Still going in the right direction. So much of design is about how you feel and interpret things and kind of come into a group consensus on whether like what I intended by a design is how people are actually perceiving it. And you really only have like the team. So, we have a good client team. It's a bunch of us. But the design stuff just tired us out after a while. You just kind of get numb to it. So these are the stylescapes that we kind of iterated through. They're just, they're just not all the way there. Not all the way there. Good efforts though, really good efforts. And I'm really happy with what we ended up with. So you can see we kind of are going like more minimalist. But even this is a little too chic. But we ended up with this one. I'm happy with it because there were a lot of things, we had a lot of freedom, but we didn't. So like we have total creative freedom design wise, but we can't change the logo of the company. And we also can't play around with like, as a designer, I would just break all the rules. If you sent me your logo, I may flip the color on it. People would like the shit because it would be dope. But yeah, I would break brand guidelines basically. But we have to stick very closely to guidelines for this project. So I'm really happy with this stylescape now that I'm looking at it for the first time in a good while. Shouts out to the second viewer, whoever just popped in. Yeah, I'm happy with this stylescape, and yeah, this is the work of me, the project manager on the project, a stakeholder, a subject matter expert, and then even then it's like 2 other people on a project that are like, they're not an expert or like experiencing it, but they're experiencing the business. Like they work there, so they know what's going on. So, how many people is that? Like 7, 8, sometimes like 10 people. They hired a new person that has been great. So yeah, this stylescape is the product of a lot of people. Like I was the vessel for this, but yeah, this is kind of like what we hope, what we would hope that if you were looking at, if you remember that product widget that I was talking about that kind of got whittled down to this. Oh, Pound, what's up, bro? Appreciate you stopping by, man. I appreciate anyone with kids stopping by. Period. Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking at some client work. I'm always working, so I figured this is the only way I'm gonna make content is if I do some work-life integration here. But yeah, I appreciate anyone with partner and spouse and children stopping by. Is greatly appreciated always. So this little block here, you know, this filter widget as we were calling it, that got whittled down to this, you know, text and a link. Our stylescape envisionment of that is this. That was a long-winded way to say that. I hope I didn't lose anybody because I lost myself there. But yeah, so this is like what we hope that could look like. So it's represented in the stylescape. This is a frequently asked questions section, which we will have a frequently asked questions page. Yeah. Doing much better. Blending work and life together instead of butting heads with them all the time. Making it all come together. Ooh, that beat is super lame. I'm not playing that on stream. But yeah, just some pieces of the website here. This is actually a entire document. Like this whole section, this whole thing, this is called a element collage. And an element collage is like small bits of the website that you can use as like little Lego bricks to kind of, you know, use them as building blocks to like put the website together. We just stole the whole shit and just put it in our stylescape. So we do things a little differently. We're just kind of reviewing a little bit of this client work. We're doing a website redesign. So like officially I'm picking up on a project as a designer and I'm having somebody else do like the development side of it. But this was pretty much what I need to do this week, is just kind of look through all of this design work that we did. But yeah, this is the inspiration for the website. Pretty much, this is what we're looking at. This is the inspiration for the website. I also like this stuff here. So what you're seeing here is like exhibits. So this is kind of like a wall exhibit down here on the bottom. If we zoom in, it's like a timeline of the company. We want them to put this in the building. You know what I'm saying? So this is kind of like a mood board, basically. It's like a vibe setter for the website, really. It's like anything design-wise that we do for the website needs to kind of like match these vibes, basically. So we just kind of curated all these pictures and picked them out. But we hope that they do these things. Like this office section right here is super dope. This kind of like seating area is like super dope. You know what I'm saying? I want this shit in my house. I want that in the crib, for real. Same thing with kind of like up here. You know, you may look at this and just be like, oh, these are just some basic ass business cards, but we like the simplicity. So let's mark that off. It's done. So yeah, we actually about to wrap it up and go ahead and call it a night, because I wasted a lot of time trying to get ready to get on stream. So I didn't spend a lot of time actually live tonight, but yeah, we're about to wrap it up. About 2 minutes. So this is everything that we did tonight. This is a client partner on a project. This is what they did, but we reviewed some documents, checked out some wireframes. This is all designery shit. Reviewed a stylescape. I don't like that beat either.
Big dog boss shit.
It's not a bad beat to end with, but
Big dog boss shit. Big dog boss shit.
there we go. Getting on that one. Yeah, I'm still getting used to the schedule, and half the time when I'm supposed to be going live, I don't even do it, or I'll be tired that day after work and just opt out. But yeah, I'm doing it kind of like unofficially / officially, so I can kind of get used to it. Are you doing a podcast? That's what's up. I love podcasts. All I do is listen to people talk all day. So whether that's on YouTube or Spotify, however people do it, or spin it, or whatever we want to call it, I'm just listening to people talk most of the day. I don't like talking, but I like listening to people talk. It's weird. Yeah. All right. Yes, sirskis. We wrap this up. Yeah, we'll see about this on Friday night. Typically on Friday nights, I'm a little bit more like in the creative zone because I know I'm going into the weekend. So the UX flow and doing all the creative shit, we'll do that Friday night. But yeah, I did. I posted to IG this time, and then I actually do this for 100 devs. Yeah, definitely do it however you want, and then just like take the audio and just put it, on Spotify later. I like when people just give me options. Like if people give me YouTube, that's like a good option for me. Giving me something on YouTube is as good an option for me as giving me something on Spotify. So yeah, can't go wrong if you start on YouTube or if you start on Spotify. I think those are both good spots. Yeah, facts. I know you be having a typical lunch break time too. So yeah, I'll text you tomorrow. I'm already about to crash out. But yeah, podcast would be dope. I'm the person, I will listen to somebody podcast that only got 60 subscribers on YouTube. I don't care. So yeah, I'm in there. But yeah, let's close out tonight. Something I can actually do that is pretty cool. So does that kill the music? Does that stop the music? Yeah, don't get me on unless you want somebody cursing that's gonna ruin your chance of getting sponsorships and deals. Cause when I get on a roll, a lot of F-bombs. All right, we're wrapping it up. That was actually a pretty productive kind of like getting used to the project session, which was pretty much the only goal this week. So we got that done. I'll be back Friday. I just realized now that like since I want to stream at 6:30, I just have to be in here sitting down at 6 because shit just never worked the right way. So, when I first started using StreamYard, I could just hop on, mic work, camera work. It's quick, boom. This is what I paid $20 or $30 a month for. But yeah, now that I realize I just have to be ready pretty much like 30 minutes before, it's just gonna make it's gonna be a little tight, but I'm getting used to it. I'm kind of even when I skip, I'm still kind of like mentally in the zone, kind of like thinking about work stuff. So slowly getting there. But yeah, we're definitely back in full effect on all pistons firing. I appreciate you dropping by. I definitely text you tomorrow about podcast stuff though, because one of my friends is thinking about starting a podcast, and he's nervous about it because he's not tech savvy, but there's a lot of options. So yeah, definitely will hit you up. All right, if you are watching this in the past or the future, how would you watch this in the past? If you are watching this in the future, thanks for watching. I'm 51 minutes in, so I doubt you made it this far, honestly. So if you are here, you know what I'm saying, I appreciate you. If you are here and this is the only video you ever make it this far through, you know, I appreciate that. You know, that's real shit, you know. And everybody that's here live, of course, shouts out to Pound. Shouts out to Winter Circle Production. Got the gummies. You know, the CBD game is way too advanced. I don't know what happened, but the CBD game just went like out of here. You know, the gummies and everything just dropped. I'm still catching up. But shouts out to Winter Circle Production. And shouts out to everybody watching this in the future. My name is Adrian Ross, and I'm out. Peace.